A man's face was covered in sand, but he didn't dare wipe it away. Behind him was a 100-meter cliff. One wrong move would shatter his body. His fingers desperately dug into the ground, but the sand was too loose. He couldn't hold on much longer. As his grip weakened, his entire body began sliding toward the cliff edge. When his hands proved ineffective, he pressed his face firmly against the sand, barely managing to stop himself. Just then, his phone rang from inside his backpack. This was his only chance to call for help, but the slightest movement of his hand would send him sliding again. Carefully adjusting his position, he kept his face firmly pressed against the ground, while freeing one hand to reach for the phone. Finally, he grasped the phone, but suddenly began sliding again. He stopped right at the cliff's edge. Below him were pitch-black, razor-sharp rocks. The man was terrified. Fear and helplessness consumed his entire body. Then something occurred to him. He began talking to himself, calculating the intervals between waves crashing against the rocks. After several rounds of confirmation, the man timed his move perfectly. He released his grip and leaped with all his might, successfully falling into the sea. But the water was too shallow. His lower back struck a rock, briefly knocking him unconscious. Fortunately, he quickly regained awareness. Using every ounce of strength, he crawled onto a nearby reef and collapsed. Sometime later, crashing waves woke him. Lifting his shirt, he discovered a severe injury to his waist that had left his legs numb. He remembered his phone, but after being submerged in seawater for so long, it was completely ruined. The man stared helplessly at the sky, stretching his neck to shout for help as loudly as he could, but no one would ever come to this place.